Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with the flip through for the Winter Wonderland journal. And I have to tell you that I just could not do this tassel on camera. I fidgeted with this thing so bad because I haven't done it before, and I couldn't figure out how to get beads on these thicker ribbons. And my husband came home and he gave me a little trick, and I got some beads on here. So I did do it off camera, so I hope you guys don't mind. I will be doing that on camera in the future. I just have to get a little bit more confident in that process. So what I want to do is show you the spine, whatever you call this, tassel, and we'll attach it, and then we'll go through the journal. So I'm going to move this just a little bit closer, like so. So this is what I did. So I used just an open ring because I'm going to have to clip it into the journal right here, whoops, into that hole. And so I needed something that would open and close. So I'm hoping that this one's going to be strong enough that this closure will not come undone. But yeah, so hopefully. So anyway, I mixed gold and silver, as you can see. And I've got an angel wing on there. I've got a bead here. I just tied on, and then we've got a gold bead here, and then on the other end we have the other one. So I kind of crossed them, the gold. I put silver on gold and gold on silver. I didn't have enough silver stuff to do all of it in silver, which is what I really wanted to do, but it's okay. Another bead here. And then I guess that's it. They're kind of all right in this area. So actually, I'm not going to put the tassel on. I'll do that at the very end because I'm going to be opening and closing the book, and I want to make sure that it doesn't get messed up. So I need to cap my glue here really quick. It's been undone. I couldn't find my pin underneath all my mess. You should have seen my desk. It looked like a bomb went off because beads are fiddly work, and I don't do them well, and they stress me out. So anyway, and I do realize this is still a little bit too close. Okay, so there's our cover, and if you want to see how I made this cover, you can find it in the playlist. It's under Sunday's Art of Truth, Seasons of Magic, and there's a whole blog writing about the inspiration for this journal and for this piece. So, so what we have here is I mounted that on cardboard, and then I layered up the different fabric from the cover, and then some paper, and then we've got Season of Magic here. So let's just open her up. And I made her with a 3-inch spine, and it is a heavy chipboard that I used. And so it's one of those journals I really like because when you open it, it kind of just flops. You see that? And I love that. It just feels more flexible. I don't know how easy it will be to write in. I mean, a person may have to kind of go like this and hold this up in order to write, but that will be something that they'll need to figure out. I didn't end up putting any extra folios or anything in here. I have exhausted myself on this journal, so I'm going to call it good. The person who receives it can definitely add something. I may even add some pages from the kit into the journal, and then that person can continue and make something else for it, because we do have gaps in between the signatures because it is a 3-signature journal. So here I made a mixed media belly band, and I talk about that in the previous video where I did the final ephemera video, and I just decorated it up. It's got some texture paste and Payne's Gray blue paint, and it's stitched around, and it's just gorgeous. We've got a couple of journal tags in here that I just cut from the actual kit, from Full Pages, just so I could get a good sampling of that. These are hard to get in because that board is so thick, this mixed media belly band. So I'm going to try to put something right here so I can hold this up. But I don't want to, let me put this little jar. Yes, that's better. Perfect. So so this is page 1. This is a page from the kit. Did a little embellishment with my little punch that I have that I've talked about before, layered a little bit of lace there just to create a little bit of interest on a blank page. And this one you saw in the signature video where I just put some paper along this edge underneath that lace, and it created actually kind of a heavy edge, which is kind of nice, kind of weighted. We've got a lace belly band here with a couple of journaling cards. This is some vintage music paper from my stash. It's in green, which I liked for this journal. We added a pocket over here. Oh, this is too high. We've got a pocket over here and 2 little journal cards. These are from the kit, and everything has coffee dyed paper on the back. It's double printed. So that's not working. Let me find something a little bit shorter. There we go. Another page from the kit, and then you'll see this lace throughout, as you can tell here in this cascading flow here. And then in here we've got I added this card in addition to what I did in the last video, because I felt like it needed something else on this page. So I just took a piece of the kit, I glued a pocket on the bottom, and then we've got a couple of journaling cards. Any of these photos, these vintage Christmas photos, are from Tailor Made Journals. Everything else is from my porch prints. So we've got a journal card here, and then that cute black and white, which I think is just adorable. We've got a pocket here, a journal card. Again, this is from Tailor Made Journals. A piece of coffee dyed paper that I just folded. I talked about this in the last video. I do my coffee dyeing on 60-pound paper because I really like the weight of that. So, and then we've got a vintage book page or music page from my stash. Another piece of writing paper. This is from a vintage school tablet. So I just kind of folded it up and stuck it in there. Another card from Tailor Made Journals. This is a magazine page from, I believe it's 1962 Good Housekeeping. I just loved her because she's wintry. It's beautiful. And then we turn the page here and we've got, oh, it's stuck. I did add, even in addition to the last video, I looked through the journal again and decided I needed more. So I just took various cards from the Tailor Made Journals kit, and I cut them. Most of them are in circles. I did a little bit of a cluster here, as you can see. I didn't do anything with this page. This is that 3M masking paper that I've talked about that I was able to print on. I just ran it right through my printer, and it was just amazing. So I love it. And then here we've got a little envelope, and I'll show it to you. I don't often, when I use these, I don't glue them shut. I just keep them open so that they are a writing space. So, and then I've got just a little paper clip here. Excuse me. And a little angel on the end. To put a tab on here, and then we've got a little dangle. Let me move this up. I feel like you guys can't see. I'm going to try to stay in camera. It's tricky. Whoops. So I've got a little dangle here. These were just some beads I got at Black Friday sale at Joann's. All their stranded beads were $1.99, and their regular $6.99 to like $11.99. So it was quite a bargain. Some great writing space here. This is the middle of the signature. Got one of our clusters, and there is a video in the playlist for how I made these. And then over here on this side, again, we've got a page from the kit. And then this is my little double CD pocket flip. And again, there is a video for this on my channel in the playlist called Winter Wonderland. So there we go. And each of these has a journal card. We've got a journal card and another writing space on the other side. I'm not going to take all of them. Well, we need to see. So this is the card that goes into the window, and then this is an additional journal card. So now I'm going to struggle to get this back in, which is why I don't like to really take them out on camera. So let me just see if I can do this without too much difficulty. There we go. That will be good enough. And that just closes over. This is the other half of that page that's printed on the 3M masking paper. I created a little cluster here. This was not here in the last video. I just put a little bit of lace. I made some torn edges on this image and then glued it down. It's not a pocket or anything, it's just decorative. And I backed that magazine page with some music paper because I didn't like what was on the back. So that's another way to use it. So this is the other half of that. So that's what I'm talking about there. I just cut this little girl out with my circle punch and just put her on the bottom of that page. And then here is one of our mixed media pockets. I made 2 mixed media pockets in the same video as the belly band, using paint and texture paste and splatters and silver paint to make it all really Christmassy and wintry. So that's my pocket. I did have to glue these on with E6000 because this pocket is really thick. After all of the mediums that I put on it, crazy hard to get glued on. So I just went to the E6000 for that. We've got a tag that's going in there. And again, it's backed with coffee dyed paper. A little bit tight, but this is so stiff. That pocket is so stiff. Has no give at all. And then I did realize I did not go around and ink all my edges. I may still do that before I send it out to the person who receives it, but we'll see. Created a little corner pocket here with a couple of little bits. This is another one of the, this is a coin envelope that I didn't glue shut because then it can just be written in. Really, really cool. I like to do that. Here I did another one of the sweet images from Tailor-Made Journals, and I did make it a tuck, but I didn't put anything in it because I figure the person who's receiving it can add photos or can add their own writing things or whatever. On this one, I did want to do some dangles or something on the bottom of this, but it just did not work. This is in here because I just glued this, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to stick to this page. So it's just a free-floating kind of veil, and I didn't put anything underneath it. This is helping it weight it down. The reason why it would not hold dangles is because it's elastic. It's elasticized lace. I am going to put this in just to make sure that that's all dry under there. I put a dangle here on the bottom of this. I just added an eyelet, and I really like that. Turned out really nice, and I was really surprised at how durable it is. It doesn't feel like it's going to tear or anything. This is another project that I did. There's a video in the playlist for this, and we've got a journaling card here. It says inspiration, and then again it is backed with coffee dyed paper, and it goes in. This is I think this was the snack bag envelope project, if I remember right. So I'll just get that back in there, and then we've got some cute little decorating here, and then a few little bits that go in here. So another coin envelope that's not glued shut, and some journal cards that I stitched around. The ones that I just went and did in the last video, I didn't do any stitching. And that's usually the way it goes when I get to the end of a journal project. I make things a little bit more simple. And so I don't have any additional sewing. And then that's the last page of the signature. I think I can move that now. So now we're going to move on to second signature. Another beautiful image from the kit. Again, this is My Porch Prints Winter Wonderland. Absolutely outstanding, beautiful kit. So we're going to turn that one again. You can see the lace. This is kind of the signature lace throughout the journal. And then if you flip it over, we made this on video as well. It's in the playlist, and it flips open. It's got this little window. It's a window card, and then it flips open. We've got writing space here. Oh, sorry, off screen there. Writing space here, and then a little pad of paper here, various papers in there. And then we've got a nice little embellished design there, layout or whatever. This is a page from another kit that I printed on vellum, which I just love. I just adore it. I didn't do anything else with it. I did stitch around it. Many of the pages in all three signatures do have some stitching on them. This is another page from a magazine from the 1960s, I think 60 or 62. Here is one of our clusters. It's just decorative. It's not a tuck or anything. But if you want to see how I made these, I actually do them in a strip, and then I cut them up to use them. So you can check out the video for that. This is an old piano book that I had in my stash. Took another one of those images and I glued her all the way down. She's not a pocket, just something decorative. Again, the 3M masking paper, I printed on that. Another magazine image from 1960 or 62, I can't remember. And then did another cluster on here, just put a little bit of lace, and then these cute little angels. And then I mentioned this in the other video. I had done some used a corner punch, and it just went sideways, like it started to tear, and it was just a mess. And so I didn't want, I needed to fix it. And so I created, so if I take all these things out, you can't see that. You can just see this corner, and I do need to ink that. I'm going to go back and ink, but I wanted to get this video up. And so in here, I've created a pocket, and inside, a side pocket, a journal card from the kit, and then these again are from TaylorMade Journals. Really beautiful, beautiful images. I used a lot of them in this journal kind of as an afterthought, just an added dimension. Another page from the kit. And then here we've got one of the clusters that I created, a little corner tuck. So we've got a journal card and a piece of paper to write on. And again, that's that coffee dyed paper from my stash, that's 60-pound weight. In here, I decided to use this image. She doesn't really look all that Christmassy other than she's got like a Christmas coat on. But this is a not food stamps, S&H stamps. You guys remember those? I do, from when I was a little girl. And I just love the colors in here. And I was like, what can I do with this page to keep it in the journal and keep it visible, but kind of make it look better? So, so I went ahead and made a corner tuck here with this girl, and I just stuck a piece of paper in there. The other half of that 3M masking paper print, another one of our clusters that I have just put a piece of writing. It's only glued on this side, and so we've got some journaling paper, again from that vintage school paper book, and then one of those TaylorMade journal images. It's called, I believe it's called Vintage Christmas Photos. And then the other side of that music book, I think it was like the inside cover or something. We've got a little dangle here. Sorry, it's kind of off camera. Let me move this. Just a little cross, and it's just attached with split rings. So if the person doesn't want that, they can certainly take it off. I would not want anybody to just because it's there doesn't mean you have to keep it. So a great journaling space there. Turn it over. We've got our second mixed media pocket and a journal card. And then on this one, I created a tuck again, so the person receiving it can stick writing paper in here, a letter, maybe they have something from a family member that's really they cherish, or from their mother or father who's no longer here, or any kind of scenario, and they're, you know, remembering those things and reminiscing or whatever, they can stick that in there too. So I did leave some things like this that could be just added to by the recipient. This is the other side of that magazine page, the other side of that vellum. And then here this is a really recent video where we made this little tri-fold writing space. So I'm going to try to open it up here. And we did have some trouble making it, but you guys were so gracious and let me just explore. And we figured it out, and it turned out really pretty, and I love it. I think it's absolutely adorable. So we were having trouble with the closure is what the problem was. So, but I'm human, and I love being able to create in that place and not worry about imperfection. So, and then, oh, and this is in the middle of the, I'll show you that when we tip the book up. We've got a spine dangle, or a signature thread dangle here on this end up at the top, and then one at the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll turn this, and this is really super heavy. So this page is like really bulky. Because I guess it's this, because it's all 60-pound paper, so it does bulk up a journal pretty well. But I'll stand the journal up so you can see how chunky it got. It's not a total gator mouth. It is a little bit big, but it's not horrible. And then I love, again, the way that this lays down. And so we've got all this space in here where a person could put something in here that just sets. but that's totally up to the recipient. So third signature, another image from the magazine, one of our clusters. This is glued straight down. It's not a pocket or anything like that. More of that beautiful lace and stitching around the page. And then this one, this is from the kit. It's a file folder. And so I just, I glued it shut, and then I glued it on 3 sides to create a pocket. So we've got the offcut of that other piece of paper that I used for the journaling spot, and then just a tag from the kit. It's just something simple. I actually, did I glue it all down? Oh, it's a pocket there too. Huh, forgot about that. The things you discover when you're doing a flip through. This was a really intense project, and there was so much. This is the most videos I've ever done on a journal. They're usually not there. I think there's like going to be like 8 videos for this journal alone, because it was so phenomenal. The process was just so great. Not really happy with this, and I think this is what happened to that other page, is that my punch didn't punch very well there, so it just kind of broke down. So I'm not sure what happened, but I'm going to leave that one. Some great writing space. Another image printed on that 3M masking paper, and then another one of our clusters, and it is a tuck spot, and we've got a journal card and a little tag. Another vintage music page, and I double laced this here, so we've got the gray and then a thin piece of white over the top. I thought that was nice. And here is another piece of an image printed on vellum, and then it's heavy, it's really stiff because it's got this piece on the back, and this is a vellum pocket that I made by just folding and all of that stuff. Got a little cluster here with these beautiful children, again from Tailor Made Journals, and then we've got a journal card in the back with this cute little embellishing. Love it. And then and I didn't make it a pocket, it's just, I didn't make it 2 pockets, it's just a pocket here. So otherwise it's glued on all 4 sides. And then just tuck that under there. And then here we've got our hidden paper clip. And again, there's a video on how I made this. It's not a focus video on hidden paper clips. I do have another one on the channel if you're interested. You can just search the channel and find hidden paper clips. And then that's the other side, another image. This is not from my porch prints, and I don't know off the top of my head who the maker is. I apologize, but it spoke to me. I love the greens and the reds, and the girl just really spoke to me, so I went ahead and used it. It's also printed on vellum, and then that is the center. Didn't do anything special in the center. This is a great writing space. Vellum is super great to write on. I did stamp this little Christmas tree there. That was rough. I think in the future I will stamp on my pages before I sew them into the signature, because it was really hard to stamp. And it's a nice effect, but I just didn't think ahead enough to do that. And I just left this page blank. I just love this paper. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a great writing space. And then over here we've got another one of our clusters with the little hair. This is my favorite one. And then again, a little tuck spot for a piece of paper. And then the other half of that vellum. And then I took, this is another vintage music page, and this is just glued down. It's not a pocket or anything. I just really liked that. Kind of, it looks like a mom and daughter. I think it's beautiful. And then we've got the other half of that 3M masking paper print. Another writing space. And then here we've got a pocket. Oh, this is our flip thing. So we did an envelope flip. And it was in a more current video where you basically use an envelope. You cut the envelope up to the fold, and then you've got 2. So then you've got this going on. So it's a flip. It's an envelope flip. And when I do this in the future, I will think a little bit more about the direction that these images are facing. These ones are fine, but these ones feel like this should be the other way. But I don't know. I need to think about it. And again, if you want to see more details on this project, you can check out the playlist. And then the other half of that music page. And then this really silly girl, like she looks like she's really mad. She doesn't want to be in the school play or something, but it's the other half of that other magazine paper. And then the last page is just this writing page. And then we've got this little dangle. I can't remember if I showed you. Let me hold this up if I can. And we've got this is a Tim Holtz little gem there. So then I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't have a lot of, I mean, look at that. Like, it's so gorgeous. Ah, the beads, just the hanging beads are so beautiful, if I don't say so myself. So I'm standing it up so you can see, sort of. This one, oh, I can move it. I forgot that was, hang on, let me check this. I don't want to ruin it. I think that this will rotate because of the, oh, maybe not. Nope, it won't. I'm going to tear it. Darn it. So what are we going to do about that? I can't hold this. I won't be able to stand it on the desk, but I'll still hold it up for you. So here is our dangle. That's out of the middle signature. It's just a little snowflake with gold on it. And then the other side is another signature string dangle. It's just this little holly thing and a bell. And so we're going to stand it up. I can't stand it on the desk because I will ruin it, but I'm going to try. I may take that off. That's problematic, so we'll see. I didn't think about that, so my apologies. So if you set it, in fact, I'm going to take it off now, and I will just rectify that with something else because that's not going to work. So I'm just going to take it off and try not to tear as much as I can, and then I will come and do something with that corner. I will do something to cover that up. That's not going to work. I will just do something else with that or find another home for it because we need to be able to see this standing up, and that would be problematic. So that is the journal without my hands touching it. So you can see it's a 3-inch spine and it's only bouncing out a little bit. So I was really, really proud of it. In fact, I'm not even going to put a closure on it because it lays beautifully. It just stays. It's awesome. And I think it's because when I created the spine and the cover, I left a gap here, so it's not a solid piece. So there's a gap here that I think allows that to be kind of floppy. I'm not the expert on this. I'm very new to this, so I'm not sure if that's what creates that. But we're going to go ahead and put the spine dangle on too, and then I can show you what that looks like. So I'm going to open it up. And I'm just going to slide it through the eyelet. I know that's hard for you guys to see. Slide it through there and then back up. Come on. Oh, I have to be able to move it enough though. That's a problem. It is what it is though, guys. I may have to put something else on there to make that so it'll set better. I didn't think about that. But again, the person receiving it can do what they want with that. They may have a better idea of how to attach that, but that's the spine dangle. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if that's a bad thing to say about your own journal, but this is so cool. And you guys, I enjoyed this more than I can say. Like, I've said it in my videos, especially in my Sunday's Art of Truth throughout the Thanksgiving holiday and into Christmas. I don't do holiday art very well. It's a hard season for me, and I get kind of blocked when it comes to creating holiday art. It's just been a problem for years and years and years. So so this was a joy. It was an extremely healing process, and yet I don't have a need for a journal like this. I'm just one person. Like, my kids are all grown up. I mean, I got grandkids. I have things to write about, but I have other mechanisms for doing that. So I want to gift this to someone. And as I've stated, I am reiterating that this giveaway is only available to people in the United States or Canada. I cannot send any further international. I was trying to send something to Canada even, and they wanted to charge me $50-something to send it. I did find a way around that by playing around with the packaging and finding a method that it could go for a little bit less money. It was still about half of that, but I was okay with that. So I will, at least for the time being, I will continue to offer it to Canada and the United States, but that's as far as I can go. So If you're interested in the journal, you just need to be a subscriber. You need to give a thumbs up to a public subscriber, I should say, too, because I need to be able to identify you. If you're not a public subscriber, I won't be able to identify you for the drawing. So, and then you need to be able to like the video. And that can be, you don't have to like every single video in the playlist, but you do need to like the videos. I would really appreciate it if you did, because that helps my videos be seen by more people. It's the way the algorithms work on YouTube. It's kind of frustrating because even the big artists that I was watching, I no longer see them in my feed. And it's just the algorithms that YouTube uses, which I don't necessarily agree with, because it just buries content and it's frustrating. So if you would like all the videos, if you watch them, like them, that helps my channel. And then you need to leave a meaningful comment, and the comment can be anything from you know, what you learned from the journal, where were you inspired, and in what way were you inspired? Share a family tradition that you have, or a childhood memory, anything that you want. I'm looking for engagement. I'm looking for a relationship, as I've said over and over and over in the videos. I don't do this for money. I don't even sell any of my artwork. I give it all away. And so this is about me sharing my art, doing what I love, and I love doing it for you guys. To create just for myself, there's just, the satisfaction is just not there. So I do it for you guys. I do it because I believe in paying it forward. I believe that we can bless people in the most amazing ways when we don't even know their story. And what I love about this is that as people comment and share, they are sharing their story, and it makes me cry, because this is my heart, is to just be able to create beautiful things, inspire people to create beautiful things, help people get out of their fear boxes, and just have a blast creating. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Blessings to you, and Christmas is right around the corner. This video is, I'm recording early, but it's not posting until, I believe it is, let me look at my list. It's posting on the 18th of December. I will do the drawing on Sunday the 19th. So so be sure to check back. You do need to be checking back, because I will have no way to contact you if you don't look at the videos from time to time, or if you want to wait until the drawing video happens, that's totally fine. But I have had it happen a couple of times where the person who was actually drawn didn't come back to the video and respond, and so I had to redraw, because I need to be able to give it to somebody. So whew, I'm done talking. So thank you again, guys, so much. Take care. Bye-bye.